Welcome back to my channel, guys, for my first ever Star Wars Hot Toys unboxing and review. On today's video, we're finally gonna do a Star Wars figure. Yes, a guy with the name Order 66 is finally doing a Star Wars unboxing and review. We're gonna do Luke Skywalker Bespin DX25 from the movie Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. I do want to confirm this is not my first ever 1/6 scale Star Wars figure. For those of you guys who have been following my YouTube channel, I have posted a Vader and a Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi, but this is a newer figure to me, so I am very excited to get this opened with you guys. As usual, want to let you know that this figure was purchased off of Sideshow Collectibles. The link to that is on the description of the video. They have installment plans along with a reward point system that you guys can take advantage of for each figure that you purchase. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, guys, so we begin with the box. I'll be honest with you guys, for a deluxe version box, I am not really a big fan of how this looks. I think it looks pretty simple compared to other boxes. So obviously we have Luke in the main cover with his blue lightsaber. We have the Vader mask right there with smoke surrounding it. Looks really nice. We do have the Star Wars logo in the middle, and then we have this wraparound banner going around the whole box. Of course, we have Star Wars and then the name of the figure on the left, along with his top half image on the right side. As you guys can see, this is pretty much around the box, so it can be removed if you guys want it that way. On the side, we really don't have much. We just have a black background, and then in that wraparound, we do have once again the name of the figure, Luke Skywalker, in a pretty light bluish color, and then we have once again the name of the figure at the very bottom here on the left. We go to the back. So the back, again, same thing. So we really don't have much on the back. This time the wraparound cover is just black, and we just have the barcodes, the warning signs, the creators, the logos, things like that. We really don't have anything else. So I will be honest with you guys, for a main cover for a deluxe version figure, I really don't think this is that great for a box. And then on the left side, we have a full image of Luke on that wraparound. Once again, we have the Vader helmet with Luke's face in it from that dream scene that he has. It looks really nicely done, and I can't wait to get it see it live in person. Once again, the black background around the box looks pretty nicely done, and we have again the name of the figure at the very bottom right. So unfortunately, that's pretty much all we have for the main cover. Not a lot of detailing. It's not a horrible box, but at the same time, I did expect more details on it. We get to the second box, guys. Now this to me is an absolute masterpiece. For me, this should have been the main cover, not the other one. As you guys can see, we have a pretty metallic blue color across the whole cover. Of course, we have the Star Wars Luke Skywalker and DX25 logos at the bottom, but pretty much the main image is Vader. As you guys can see, his hands and lightsaber and kind of part of his cape fighting against Luke across the main cover. Obviously, it's that battle that they have in Cloud City, but the color blue looks absolutely beautiful. On the right side, we have once again the black background along with Luke's name, the Star Wars logo, and the Disney logo at the very bottom. This is the part that does come out of the box, and we'll go over that a little bit later on. And then on the back, we once again have the warning signs, the instructions, logos, things like that. But once again, we have that blue background that again, I cannot express enough how great it looks on this box. And then on the left, same thing. We have the Luke name, the Disney and DX25 logo at the very bottom, and this actually has Vader on the cover on the left. As you guys can see, his body there and the helmet at the very top looks really good. Kind of combines with the main cover where he's fighting against Luke. So this to me should have been the main cover. It looks absolutely amazing. And now we get to the figure itself. So we have a third cover on top of the figure. Now this isn't the full box. This is just kind of like a cardboard cover on top of the figure. We once again have Luke and Vader on the image on the main cover. We get to see a better look at Vader, who is in a different pose fighting Luke in Cloud City. We once again have the name of Luke and the Star Wars logo at the bottom, and then we have this little paragraph that you guys can read if you guys want to pause the video so you guys can take a look into that. This is my first time opening a new Star Wars figure, so as you guys can see, it looks a lot different compared to Marvel or DC. First impressions on the figure, honestly guys, very, very good. He looks absolutely amazing. As you guys can see, the face itself looks exactly like Mark Hamill. I can tell it is a new face sculpture and looks really good to start. The outfit looks exactly as it is in the movie, and the fabric on it looks really well made. The body type looks absolutely great as well, and again, we'll touch more into detail later on in the video, but honestly, as of now, guys, off to a great start. Cannot complain about this figure whatsoever. So obviously, since this is a deluxe figure, we have a lot to go over. We have a lot of accessories. So as usual, guys, we'll start with the accessories, and then we'll take a deeper look into Luke. We get to the accessories, guys. So as you guys can see, there is a reason that this is a deluxe version. We have so many things to cover and so many details to discuss when it comes to Luke. I feel like a part of me will be very overwhelmed discussing all of these accessories with you guys, but at the same time, I am very excited and very thrilled to discuss this with you guys. As you guys can see, we have two bases, and that is actually a first for me. So we start with this hexagonal base, basically with the Dagobah themed base. The coloring is very nicely done. As you guys can see, it has kind of like a foggy type of setting to it. Whenever you move it a certain way, it becomes foggy, and I really like that about the base. We also have this diorama base attached to it, which pretty much represents kind of like a swamp, which really makes sense. As you guys can see, it goes attached into the hexagonal base. It is not, it doesn't come with any magnets, so it will detach very easily, but at the same time, if you just have the figure standing, I don't think you guys will have any issues if you guys want to use this base. The swamp to me is very nicely done. It comes with pretty much mud and swamp and basically branches and things like that. It makes it look very filthy and dirty, and that's the way it should come. And then we have the regular two pieces of lightsabers that always come with any Star Wars figure. We have the normal piece, which goes attached, and then we have the one showing motion when it comes to the lightsaber. Of course, it does come with batteries, so very thrilled to see how it looks once the lights are turned on. So very glad that they included that with the figure. We then also have 5 hands, not 5 pairs of hands, but 5 hands, and pretty much each hand shows different motion. I think the skin texture, and as you guys can see, the lines are very nicely done on its hands, so very glad that they did that for the figure. One hand pretty much has his hand fully open, the other one has his 2 fingers kind of bent it down a little bit, so it shows different motions of him using the force. But again, no complaints about the hands. Again, the texture looks really nicely done. You guys can even see the veins and his bones. And then we have 3 other pieces of hands, again with different motions. We of course have his the Luke's regular force using kind of hand. As you guys can see, he has his 2 fingers holding up, and that is a very, very regular pose that Luke uses, so I'm very glad that they included that, and they usually do. We then have this other hand, which I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, guys, this one would be used to have him hold his pistol in case he wanted to use it. I don't think it would be for the lightsaber, since we have a full arm for that, so they have that included. And then last but not least, we have this hand pretty much with his fist closed. So if you guys want to include it on your posing, it is completely up to you. So that is what we have so far for the hands that come with Luke. Again, very nice touch that they did with the hands. They're very nicely created. We then have this full piece of arm, or half an arm. Pretty much it's going to be the same as, for example, like the Return of the Jedi figure that I have. So you guys can pretty much detach and attach this right arm. Of course, it does come with the battery, so you guys will be able to install the batteries and have the lightsaber turned on. I will say this, the lightsaber is very nicely done. It comes with so many details, and I guess if you want to call it like a metallic silver coloring to the lightsaber that looks just fantastic on it. I'm very glad that they did it very well, and again, just gives you guys options as far as posing. My apologies if the camera does blur out a little bit, but again, the hand is very nicely created. I wish that they would do a left arm as well, just to give us more options. And then we have the lightsaber on its own. So this one, guys, I would not recommend putting the lightsaber piece on it, because of course that's where we have the arm already, unless you want to pose him on the left arm. But this lightsaber, I would actually include it on the belt. We'll show that a little bit later on in the video, how you guys can hang the lightsaber onto the belt. so that way you have him posing in a different way. But as you guys can see, the lightsaber pieces do fit onto it, so it just gives you options in case you want to put him on the left or the right. We then have this post that pretty much hangs on the base, either one of the two. As usual, it comes with a ring circle that you guys will hang around Luke's waist to have him standing and prevent him from falling. And then we come with this beautiful belt. This belt is very detailed. It comes with a lot of pockets. Do not try to detach the pockets since they are taped together. So if you guys detape it, it will break. It comes with this hole right here that you guys can include his pistol on. And just very nicely done. They put a lot of touch into this belt. It looks very detailed. I would say it is made out of leather, if I'm not mistaken. On the right side, you guys can see that's where you guys would put his lightsaber on, and we'll try that a little bit later on in the video. So again, that's what I love about the deluxe figure, that it comes with so many different options and so many different ways that you guys can pose the figure. Speaking of the pistol, this is the pistol that they included with Luke. As you guys can see, it looks very nicely done and very detailed. Makes me remember Han Solo's pistol, right? And I'm not sure if it's actually Han Solo's pistol, right? I would not know. Please forgive me on that, guys, but it does come with it, and it does look very nicely done. We then have the second hairpiece. So the second hairpiece would be on a normal stance. As you guys can see, it's not sweaty and it doesn't look battled. It's just his normal hairpiece, and it does look really, really nicely done. It also does have a magnet inside that you guys can attach to Luke's face. So very nicely touched. Looks like a regular hairpiece to me compared to other Hot Toys figures, but I'm glad that they included both hair pieces, although I wish they would have included two face sculptures. And then we have this beautiful thing. This to me is actually I wouldn't say the favorite, but one of my favorite parts of the figure. So includes the Vader mask with Luke's face inside it from that dream scene that he has whenever he chops Vader's head off and he sees himself on the mask. It looks very nicely done, and they put a lot of detail. They have this scared look of Luke in it, and I'm glad that they included this. They put a lot of detail into this. So much detail that they even included this, which is the bloody part of the neck whenever he chops it off. To me, I think I can honestly say that Hot Toys went out of its way when it comes to this mask or helmet. The blood in it, the face sculpture, the helmet itself, it looks really nicely done. And honestly, not sure if we really can pose them using that, but well, they included it in it, and I'm glad that they did. It really shows a lot of detail from Hot Toys. We then of course have the 3 batteries that go on Luke's right arm for the lightsaber. That is the only batteries that we have, and the reason why is because with this absolute masterpiece, which to me is the favorite part of the figure, it is the circular base from the battle scene in Cloud City. As you guys can see, it has the normal plaque of Luke's name, and this does not include batteries because it is USB portal wise. So as you guys can see, we have the on and off button on the right, and we have the USB portal on the left, and we'll go into detail more as far as how it connects, how it looks once the lights are on. We then have this piece as well from that same battle scene. It comes with kind of like circular cylinder tubes from the scene. It has also hoses connected to it and very detailed. You guys can press this button piece here at the bottom and have this USB portal come out so that it goes connected onto the circular base, and then you guys can just connect the USB cable on the left along with the on and off button. So a lot of detail into this base. It looks absolutely amazing to me. My favorite part of the whole figure. So I'm very excited and glad that they included all of this onto Luke's base. So for now, guys, that is all that we have for the accessories. Again, so many things and so many details that this figure comes with. Honestly, I am very thrilled that it comes with so many things. I really don't even know how are we going to pose this figure, but this is what we have so far. I have no complaints whatsoever when it comes to the accessories. We get to Luke, guys. So to me, the face sculpture is absolutely amazing. It is a new face sculpture. It is not a reused one by Hot Toys. So this face sculpture resembles Mark Hamill very nicely. It comes with a lot of detail. The skin texture and the color looks really good. The hairpiece is really nice as well. So it represents when obviously he's fighting Vader in Cloud City. He's got this sweaty and pretty much battle kind of image to his hair. My only issue, as I mentioned before, is the fact that they didn't include a battled face sculpture. So to me, a battled hairpiece with a normal face sculpture kind of looks a little bit weird, but that's just kind of my personal thought. As far as his clothing, it does look very nicely. So the feel of the fabric of the clothing does feel similar to my Return of the Jedi figure. The hand movement, it doesn't really move too much. You pretty much can just move it to the sides, and that to me is actually not a complaint, because obviously the character doesn't fly or jump in any way, so no issues there. The boots, they feel kind of leathery type of texture, very similar to the belt. No issues there whatsoever. They look really nicely done, and it suits Luke very well. His body type is very amazing as well. Going back to the face, the eyes look very nice. They look shiny, they look bright, and again, just the face looks exactly as Mark Hamill. Right now, guys, if you guys want to, we can go ahead and attach the other hairpiece just so that you guys can compare and see how he looks. Both hair pieces come with magnet, so it is very hard to detach the hairpiece to the figure. So right now, let me go ahead and just connect this one onto Luke, and as you guys can see, just me personally, it just suits him better. Again, it's a normal face sculpture with a normal hairpiece, right? It matches him. It looks better on him. He looks just better this way. Again, not saying that he looks bad with the other hairpiece, but it just doesn't seem to match. The fact that he has a fighting hairpiece with a normal face sculpture, a little weird, but not something too bad. But as far as, again, the face sculpture with this hairpiece, to me, it looks perfect. It looks very nicely done, and I have no complaints whatsoever when it comes to the face sculpture or with the outfit. It looks just absolutely amazing on him, and a very nice figure created by Hot Toys. We get to the right arm. So as mentioned before, you guys can detach the button onto his clothing so that you guys can pretty much roll up his sleeve and detach the right arm and install the one with the lightsaber and the batteries on it. So I'll be honest with you guys, with the Return of the Jedi figure, I did have a lot of hard time. So hopefully I don't with this one. So you guys will just pretty much roll up the sleeve and detach the arm. Okay, guys, so I am so sorry. So I had to cut the video and kind of redo it. Unfortunately, it did take me very long for me to detach and attach the arm, and I don't want to have you guys here for 5 minutes watching me try to detach and attach a new arm. So it is detached there. As you guys can see, now we can go ahead and install the lightsaber piece onto him so that you guys can see how he looks. Completely adds a new meaning onto the figure. As far as the light and then the on and off button, it is on the right arm, of course. And if I can just go ahead and try to move the clothing a little bit, so that way we can turn it on, and there it is. So, well, actually, guys, now that it's on, I can honestly say that the light on this lightsaber is much brighter than on my Return of the Jedi figure. So I do have to give Hot Toys credit for that. The lightsaber just looks so much better now with the light on, and it just looks so much brighter. Unfortunately, you guys aren't able to see much of it because the camera isn't the greatest, but I promise you, in person, it looks very bright, especially if you can have him in a dark setting. Now we can go ahead and add the other lightsaber piece, which shows in motion, and it just looks very good. I'll be honest with you guys, I've never been the biggest fan of this motion lightsaber, but at the same time, I understand that Hot Toys doesn't have much to work with because there aren't really other ways that you can show the lightsaber in motion. But either way, it looks great on him. The figure looks absolutely amazing. I really can't find any complaints, guys, honestly. I understand that Luke doesn't really come with a lot of detailing as far as his outfit. He doesn't have any type of costume or masks, so that might be probably, I don't want to say a lame part about him, but something that isn't really as intriguing as, for example, maybe Vader or other figures. But again, it just looks completely amazing. Now guys, so let's go ahead and attach the belt so that you guys can take a look and see how he looks. Obviously you guys don't want to detach it from the front. I tried that once with the Return of the Jedi and it completely ripped, so that was my mistake. So obviously it is detachable from the back. By the way, with the Return of the Jedi figure, I was able to tape it back together, so yes, thankfully that figure is still good. But yes, you guys will detach it from the back and tape it from the back. And pretty much comes with tape, so that's good, and it makes the belt pretty hard to unattach from him. And as you guys can see, as mentioned before, the belt just comes with so many detail, and it just looks really, really good. It resembles the belt from the movie. The coloring on it looks great. The pockets, the where all of his weapons go, it's just very detailed. I wish we could detach the pockets, just kind of like an interesting part, but at the same time there's not really anything that you guys could fit there, so no issues there. This is where obviously you guys would install his pistol, and as mentioned before, it just gives you so many different options as far as how you guys want to display the figure, how you guys want to show him. If you guys want to have the pistol hanging on his belt, or if you want to have the pistol being used on his hand, it is completely up to you. But that is how he would look once the pistol is attached to him. Again, just look how he looks. Again, with all the accessories attached to him, he just looks completely better, just looks so good. And again, this is why it is a deluxe version, because we're gonna have so many options. Obviously with the lightsaber, you guys would attach it here. As mentioned before, it has kind of like a clip that goes inside here, and you guys can attach it there. Obviously we're not going to have both lightsabers there, because that would just be weird, although that would be very interesting, but obviously that can happen. Obviously you guys would have the lightsaber on the belt if you guys want to have him displaying the pistol, or if you just kind of want to display him using the Force. But again, just so many options with this figure. This figure is so amazing. Honestly, I don't regret purchasing it whatsoever, and it is a figure that I would highly recommend if you are a Star Wars fan. We get to the base, guys. So as I mentioned before, whenever we were going over the accessories, I did want to explain the process of the lighting when it comes to this base and the tubes. Obviously, as I mentioned before, this is a very cool thing by Hot Toys because it is USB portal. I do want to apologize in advance, guys. So sadly, my camera and where I have the USB cable aren't really matching with me, so unfortunately I'm gonna have some issues as far as how it shows. But obviously, as I mentioned before, so you guys are gonna press the button at the bottom to take out the USB portal so that it goes connected onto the circular base. We're gonna go ahead and connect the USB portal onto the left side, and then once you guys turn it on, those are the lights that are gonna turn on these tubes. They look absolutely amazing and very, very well done. And then we're gonna go ahead and connect the circular base onto it. So the good thing about this is that you guys don't have to turn on the base again. You guys would just attach it, and there we go. So now we have the full base turned on and at its best, and it just looks so well done. Unfortunately, I can't stretch the cable much longer, so let me just go ahead and bring the camera down a little bit so that you guys can take a look. And it just looks completely amazing. There is no question that I will have Luke displayed on this base. It just looks really, really good and very nice. Have no complaints whatsoever about it. You guys can actually also detach the tubes and just have the base turned on by attaching the USB cable onto the circular base. But this is such a great idea by Hot Toys, and the base itself just looks absolutely amazing. And now a quick side-by-side between my two Lukes. One is, of course, the new one that I just got from Empire Strikes Back. The other one is from the Return of the Jedi. Let me just say this about the one from the Return of the Jedi. So obviously that figure was released years ago, but the figure still stands strong, honestly, guys. It still looks really good. Obviously a new remake by Hot Toys would not hurt us at all, but at the same time, the figure is not bad at all. It still looks very nice. And let me go ahead and just get the figures closer so that you guys can take a look at and check differences between the face sculptures. They all weigh the same, the height is the same, so that's really good by Hot Toys. But as you guys can see, obviously the Empire Strikes Back figure, the face does look a lot better than the one from Return of the Jedi. Again, that's kind of obvious. It's been years apart, and obviously as the years go by, Hot Toys does improve their face sculptures. But still, the one from Return of the Jedi is still not bad at all. The one in the Empire Strikes Back in the end is better. better. As far as the clothing, guys, it does feel exactly the same. It seems that the fabric is really similar, so no issues there whatsoever. But just wanted to do a quick comparison between the two figures, guys. Honestly, they both still look really good. We get to the posing, guys, and final thoughts. So pretty much, I guess I'm just gonna repeat what I said earlier. I'm really impressed with this figure. Very glad that I picked them up. I do want to apologize really quick. Obviously, I named my channel Order 66, and this is barely my first unboxing that I'm doing for Star Wars, so I really apologize. I promise you to all of my Star Wars fans that I will be posing more. I will be purchasing more Star Wars figures. There are some on the way, so stay tuned for that. I will continue the collection to that. There's a reason that I said I was a Star Wars, DC, and Marvel collector, because I am going to include all three franchises as far as my collection. But as far as Luke, very glad that I picked him up. He looks very good. A lot of detailing, the skin texture, the posing, as you guys can see. I love this base, the one from Dagobah and the Swamp. And again, so many options for you guys to pose the figure. No complaints at all whatsoever from me. There you guys have him with the lightsaber, and now with the sweating hairpiece, or the battle sweat hairpiece. As you guys can see, even though I would have loved a battled face sculpture, it still doesn't look bad at all. It looks really good. And obviously we have the other base, the one from Cloud City, which looks absolutely better. Unfortunately, I don't have it with the USB cable, as unfortunately it does not stretch all the way to my circular diorama. But still, either way, it looks really good, and I am so glad that they include so many details on this figure. I am really happy about that. So to end the video, guys, just wanted to go ahead and remind you, this figure was purchased off of Sideshow Collectibles. The link to that is on the description of the video. They do have installment plans along with a rewards point system, so that you guys can take advantage and get rewards for any future figures. As usual, guys, want to thank you so much for the continued support. We are very close to reaching 100 subscribers, which is the first goal for me, and I am very happy that you guys have supported the channel. It truly means a lot. If this is the first time that you are watching me, feel free to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so that you guys can stay updated with any upcoming figures. Also, the links to my Instagram and TikTok are on the description of the video, where I also post pictures and shorter openings of the figures. Feel free to add me there as well. If you guys have any questions or any comments on things that I can do better on my videos, feel free to let me know. I will gladly accept your recommendations. But for now, guys, this is going to be it. Stay tuned for future videos. I have a lot of great figures coming on their way. Very excited to review them with you guys. But for now, this is it for the Luke Skywalker unboxing and review. And I will see you guys next time.